Hey, Pseudo. What's up, man? Hey, Andy. Just waiting for it to go live on both. And we look good. I do believe Flowerchild will be joining us a little bit later. How is everyone doing today? Falcon! What's up, man? Okay, so I've got the new beta of Better Than Starting Mint. With FAR integration. AX. And I've been playing a bit of it this morning. As you can see, I'm up to Tech Tree 2. I just unlocked survivability, so our next step is to launch a manned flight. Everything is very different with FAR. It's freaking weird, I have to say. Actually, let me turn my music back on real quick. Totally forgot to do that before I went live. Okay, let's do... Wait, that's not where I turn on my music. I'm dumb. And here we go. Wow, the new menu's so annoying. It's just eerily quiet right now. Oops, accidentally opened up Spaceport. So how's everyone doing today? There we go. Cool. Just a little bit of music. Oh, cool. Just noticed that Twitch is doing the double chat thing for me again. Super fun. Tibber, how's it going? I am doing this one. Okay, guys, let's see what we can do about designing our very first manned flight. These are always super stressful. Okay, we're going to be going with the surplus cockpit. And the surplus cockpit, we're not allowed to go very high in it. If we do, things just go terribly bad. Man, these new boosters are tiny. Before I forget, we should probably put... There we go. These boosters are so tiny, it's freaking me out. I don't know if the same design's gonna work like it used to. We're gonna try it. See what happens. Oh, hey Johnny, how's it going, man? We're gonna see if we can make this happen. Okay, there's those winglets. And there's those winglets. Theoretically, we don't need to transmit. Because theoretically, this thing should be coming home. Of course, this is very theoretically. There we go. Size doesn't matter. Okay. This is gonna be the SS Hope Like Hell. And what brave crew member is gonna fly this thing? This looks like a job for Bob. Okay, so I gotta adjust my staging because I totally didn't do it in creation. Wow, this terrible staging here. So what we're gonna try to do, I don't know how to make this go away. I did. I had a good Christmas. Okay, guys, 3, 2. I just realized something. Happy holidays to everyone. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, and we'll have an icy New Year. weird. Just realized that I definitely want extra parachutes on this. One parachute's not going to bring it down. So we can go ahead and fix the staging here. And I believe that would have reset my crew. Yep. Jeb, get out of there. Okay. Hey, Flowerchild. Hey, X-Ray. This is the far version, yes. I've made a slight amount of progress with it. Should just rename it Icymus. Love it. Okay, let's keep that data. And we're just gonna get out of here. Oh my god, this is so wonky tonks. Oh god, those wings. Just trying to... I probably shouldn't have popped the second booster, but I feel like I need to. Yeah. Flowerchild is the developer of the mod. Okay. Let's see if he lives. Flowerchild, if you want to jump in chat, feel free. As in the hippie love child. Sounds about right. Have I ever been sick on Christmas? Yes, I have. Stretchy SRB. A what? Great. Guys, if I miss some things in chat, Twitch is being awkward today. I think I got it, guys. No problem, man. I do believe that should be successful. So guys, today I have roughly a 2-hour stream planned. Oddly small. Yeah, they are. Sadly, I can only stream. Okay, Deneved, thank you. The last thing I saw was Falcon Destroyer saying LOL, and then Flowerchild. Yeah, they freaked me out when I first saw them. Man, I was just like, what is this shit? It's okay! I'm alive! Guys, that was the best landing ever. Bob is so happy. That was a fantastic landing. Cool, man. Okay, so we got crew report while flying at Kerbal for 10 science, and the recovery of a vessel that survived a flight for 5 science. Hell yeah. That was a fantastic explosion, which doesn't quite give us enough science for the next level. So what we're going to do... Yeah, I have no idea. That's the first time it's ever beeped for me. I don't understand the FAR, like, editor thing at all. Like, I just straight up have not used that because it confuses the hell out of me. His name was Bob Kerman, yep. Clickety-clicketing. Okay, so... Oh yeah, this one didn't work. What's this one? Don't worry about the FAR editor. Cool. Good, I'd prefer not to. It looks way too technical. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just launch a couple more basically unguided rockets. And get a bit more gravioli scans. Because I only have like 1.5 gravioli scans right now. Actually, we'll just leave all those. Boop. Okay. So we need antennas. Yeah, it's important. Hey, Bacon. Hey, Ander. Obviously we need the gravioli scanner. Can't have ravioli without the gravioli. So my dad always said when he played Kerbal Space Program. And we need some batteries. Okay, these batteries just need to stop. So I'm going to try to go up with 4 sets of batteries. I know this design can make it up with 3 sets of batteries. But we're going to try it with 4. Okay. Trying to teach myself how to dock. Woo! I don't have access to battery rings yet. Okay, so this is not going to be a graceful flight. Just tossing that out there. It's not going to be graceful in any way. But it's going to get me to 70k and over some kind of biome I can scan. I just realized I didn't... You know what? Let's just revert this flight. I didn't set the gravioli scanner to a hotkey. And that's going to annoy the hell out of me. .11 with far. I don't know the version number. It's the newest beta. I don't know the version number because I'm bad. Okay, so let's just... There we go. And my chat disconnected. Oh, I'm reconnected. I can look it up real quick. It's pre-release 2. Ravioli, give me the Overtoli. Okay, that made me way happier than it had any right to. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. Far makes more realistic aerodynamics as opposed to Kerbal's really lame aerodynamic model. Hey, Tateo? I feel like I'm butchering that. Tateo? Oh. We're gonna assume that's your name. Bloop. Give me that. Yep, we'll easily hit 70, and we'll grab a couple biomes. That'll give us the science we need. It's completely unguided, so... Ooh. That's close. Was a little close for comfort there. I believe I have grasslands and part of highlands right now. And this should let me finish highlands and maybe get mountains. We'll see. We're almost out of fuel. Don't go in the 240. I'll be... you bitch. Like, just barely. Just barely went into the 240 range. Okay, so let's see what we get. Okay, there's grasslands. We don't want that. We already have it. We're still over grasslands. It makes the game make some sense. Exactly. Wait, we might be able to hit mountains here. Okay, we got the highlands. Let's transmit that. And luckily, this is only a partial transmission because I already have part of the highlands. So it's not going to eat as much energy. And then after this is done, we'll see if we can hit some mountains. I don't have ocean yet, oddly enough. Look at that beautiful rocket. That's $5 pointing you right in the face, guys. Whee! Okay. There we go. Okay, come on. There we are. I don't know if I'm gonna get mountains here or not. I feel like I'm right over the mountains. I guess that's just highlands. Nope, that's still highlands. Okay, we'll have to check on the way down. Nope. Oh, can we get shore? Hey, John Master. Okay, that's another grasslands. Grasslands. Ah, shore. Excellent. We got the shore, guys. Little loopy today. Okay, guys, I've got a couple announcements. Starting next week, I'm going to be doing a couple indie streams. I have some giveaways and such. Actually, I'll try to explain it when I get to a stage where I can actually orbit. Basically, to be in a stable orbit, here, I'll show you this. Both your apophysis, and I'm just making these words up, and there's another one that you can't see on this because it's inside the planet. But you need to have a stable ring around, and both points on it have to be higher than 70k, or your orbit's going to decay. Okay, so we got part of that of the shore. But I'm gonna be doing an Eldritch stream some point next week, and I contacted the devs, and he's given me a couple copies to give away, which is really cool of him. I have some copies of Super Hexagon to give away next week. Apolopagus. Did I get it? It's like the most cumbersome word ever. Ah, beautiful. The highest point. Yeah, that's a decent way to do it. Screw it. It's called the highest point. But, I want to show something off real quick, which excites me beyond belief. Yeah, I have like 10 copies of Super Hexagon, 5 copies of Eldritch to give away. And I've contacted a couple other devs, because I want to do a coin crypt stream. This one. I just want to show you guys something that I did in my other save. This was pre-far beta, so not as impressive, but I was pretty excited. Just gonna show you guys this. Oh yeah, there's no way that one's coming back. Look at this. Look at this. Look where it is. That's a frickin' mun, guys. I'm pretty excited about that. I successfully landed on the mun. Now this was pre-far integration, so you know, very different, but still, I was excited. Oh, yeah, man, I'll pull you in. There you go.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, welcome. For everyone who doesn't know, this is Flowerchild. He made Better Than Starting Man, the mod I'm playing. I'm just showing off my mun landing right now.
Yeah, I was just watching that.
I was real excited about that. It was a great day.
Cool.
I got so much science I don't even know what to do with.
Okay, the first thing I'm gonna point out is that far window on the left there.
Yeah.
Unless you're specifically using it for something, you really don't need it on screen.
How do I close it?
Okay, see at the top left of your screen.
Yeah, let me get back
this
into
isn't
save.
obvious.
There we go.
Yeah, the FAR with BTSM does not make it easier to get into orbit. I've been balancing for days now, and that was my primary goal. Actually, was to rebalance everything so that it doesn't actually make things easier if you make a reasonably designed rocket. So yeah, don't think that Icy's having an easier time getting into orbit. FAR is Ferrum Aerodynamics Research. It's a aerodynamics mod that redoes stock aerodynamics, because stock aerodynamics, they're just, I don't even know what they are. They're kind of placeholder whatever. Yeah. You know, so things like nose cones don't even help help your rocket fly, which is just kind of ludicrous.
Yeah.
And you know, it encourages horizontal rocket designs. Okay, so yeah, let's take care of this button thing. Okay, so see to the right of the button, that's it exactly. Unlock position and size, drag it over to wherever you want.
Oh, so just hide it somewhere?
Yeah, like I keep, yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Just so it doesn't cover the UI, and now you don't have that big window covering the display at all times.
Fantastic, because that thing is super frustrating. Wait. Do I not have control of my rocket anymore? Oh, yeah. Didn't realize I accidentally clicked on time warp.
So yeah, it's worth mentioning here that this is a pre-release. I'm still not entirely certain I'm going to stick with this. It's basically been an extended test to see what BTSM would be like with FAR integrated into it. And I'm personally not sold on the results yet.
I haven't had time to play enough to really form an opinion, honestly.
How did you find the first couple of tech levels? Because I didn't see that part.
Not too terribly hard. It took me a while to realize it was far better to launch all 4 boosters than launching them in pairs.
Right. Yeah.
That threw me off for quite a while.
Yeah.
Just
There's
because
definitely.
I have it.
Yeah, exactly. For players of the previous release, I think it may actually be harder than people that haven't played it at all before.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because of the assumptions being made. But yeah, it does work very differently.
Yeah, but is it just me, or they're different control surfaces, aren't they? They seem different. I don't know. They
yeah,
the first swings you get are just absurdly touchy, unless I'm doing something wrong.
What kind of rocket are you putting them on?
I've tried them on
small boosters, or with liquid engines.
I've tried them on both.
Okay, because with liquid engines, they're an absolute necessity.
Okay.
Like you're going to, yeah, on these designs with the small boosters, they're not really necessary. The nose cones are far more important, and the fins just tend to kind of weigh you down. But once you get to the liquid engines, like you hardly get 50 meters off the ground if you don't have fins.
Gotcha.
And liquid engines, that's where the learning curve really plummets off a cliff. I don't know if you've tried them yet, man.
I have a liquid engine on this, but honestly, it's not really for control. It's just to push myself up to get some random gravioli scans.
Oh wow, and it still flew in a straight line?
Yeah, this one flies pretty well unguided.
I don't think I've tried putting the boosters on them before.
Well, not really efficient in any way, but it's enough to get, close to to the, what's that place called? I don't know, the Space Center's research. So.
Okay, so you got through the first couple of tech levels without much issue then?
Yeah, it wasn't too much.
And where are you now, right now, in terms of the progression?
I have all of, I guess it'd be Tech 2?
Okay.
I assume that's what you call it?
No, I call it Tech 3. I start counting at 1.
Gotcha.
Which I probably should reconsider, because I think the KSP community starts counting at 0 on those, because that's the way it's set up in the code.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I am, so I have all of Tech 3 unlocked then.
Okay. Okay, and you didn't run into anything too difficult?
No, nothing too bad. After I got past my, assumptions of it working like it used to.
Yeah. No, it definitely does not. Like, I went through many iterations. Like, most of the time I spent on this was going over many iterations of tech levels 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it was funny. I mentioned this on the BTW forums, but I eventually wound up with something that was very similar to what was in pre-FAR BTSM, basically replacing the concepts of needing fins to get to high orbit with needing nose cones.
Right, right.
But otherwise, it's pretty much the same conceptually anyway.
So, yeah, I'm at the point where I can unlock my first parts in Tech 4.
How obvious did you find the nose cone thing anyway?
Um, I had to play around with it a bit.
Okay.
I would just.
But was it intuitive to you that you needed nose cones at that point?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Cool.
after I launched once with and once without, it was pretty
Okay.
obvious to see the difference.
Cool.
The
Yeah, I
adapter.
tried to emphasize that at Tech 2 because you're basically stuck adding boosters to your rocket without nose cones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it gives you an idea of, okay, this thing only flies so high.
Right,
So
right.
I was really interested into whether the nose cone thing would be intuitive.
Now, the adapter I haven't yet to actually use. Well,
Well,
successfully.
the thing is about FAR is that what you want to do is transitions in size.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so say for example you go from a small part like those initial boosters to a medium-sized part like those like the liquid engines are now.
Okay.
You'll want one of those adapters to basically smooth out the transition so that you don't have blunt edges facing into the direction of travel. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, let's see. Let's go into the vehicle assembly building.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Show you a little something.
Obviously, I would never build something like this. But
Okay, so actually, no, you have right there. No, that rocket was perfect. Can you bring that back?
Maybe. Let me see which one you're talking about.
Damn it.
Yeah, I just put a engine on there.
I'm still looking at your stream from probably 30 seconds ago or something. I'm not sure where you are. Okay, anyway, I caught a brief glimpse of the design. So, you see up on top where you have the cubic probe core there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and right underneath there's
Oh,
the
okay. I'm sorry.
liquid fuel tank, right?
Right. Let me pull that one back up. I see what you're talking about. I called it a little late. I see. So what I'd probably want to do would be...
So what you basically have there is a small part that's on top of a medium-sized part, right? With the large parts being all those Rockomax,
Mm-hmm.
you know, craziness later on. So yeah, what you want to use the interstage adapter for is in between those two to help smooth out the edges. And that creates a more aerodynamic form overall, which, as an added bonus, looks more like a rocket.
Yes. Yeah. And the closer it looks to a
cool.
donger, the better.
Exactly. Did you notice the description on these nose cones?
On the... Oh, wait. The nose cone's not the adapter. Let me take a look at them. I don't think I did.
Sometimes I give myself a little chuckle while writing these.
It also makes them look like they're wearing little hats.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Okay, so now I'm at the point where I need to... How far do you have the beta out?
Sorry?
So how far do you have the beta balanced in this one? I can't remember. I know you said there was a point which...
Well, is this the one I put out yesterday?
It's the newest one you put out. This...
So, pre-release 2?
Yes.
I think. Okay, yes. So, whole thing, man.
Oh, okay.
What's missing right now is fairings later in the tech tree, but don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah, it'll take me forever to get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm going to go flight control, most likely.
Yeah, the previous pre-release I put out, I only had the engines, because the engine adjustments are a big part of this, right?
Right.
Because like somebody mentioned in the chat, if you just install bar on top of vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
Despite it giving a more realistic experience, it actually makes it way easier to put rockets into orbit.
Oh, okay.
Because the thing is, because it's designed for realism, Kerbal is actually smaller than Earth's moon, if I remember right.
Okay.
So what ends up happening is because of that, the atmosphere is a lot less thick, right? So because FAR is balanced for realism, it makes it way easy to get into orbit, right? Because it's basically, it makes the assumption that you're dealing with Earth's atmosphere, right?
Gotcha, gotcha.
So a lot of the work that I had to do here is in going over each and every engine in the game and basically nerfing them to various degrees so that the difficulty of attaining our orbit in vanilla KSP is retained with this new aerodynamics model. Right, so it just doesn't become trivial to get into orbit.
Gotcha.
I think that's something actually a lot of people that play with FAR don't even realize that. Yeah, it makes some aspects of the game more difficult, but it actually makes a lot of things way easier.
What's the... Oh. Debris from my first manned flight. I'm never cleaning that up. It can just stay where it is. Oh. Yeah, I've just found the wings in general to be a lot touchier.
Yeah, they're really, they're wonky, and once you install SAS, man, you can't fly with wings and SAS.
Oh, wow.
There's like, well, the rocket will start oscillating, that in yaw, so it'll basically start spinning back and forth. Sorry, not yaw, roll.
Okay. Nope. Stop rolling. Okay, that just went everywhere.
And yeah, like the numbers for terminal velocity and everything from stock, like 150 at 4 kilometers and all that.
Right.
You can forget them.
Ah, great. Just learning them.
Yeah, because now with FAR install, terminal velocity is based on the shape of your rocket.
Ah, okay.
So if you have an aerodynamic rocket, you can actually go a lot faster.
Oh, gotcha. That's really cool.
But so the thing is, and it kind of becomes up for grabs then at what point terminal velocity is. So you kind of have to learn to just go by feel.
Right.
And you'll know it if you're going too fast. I don't know if you've had a rocket just go completely out of control.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's usually because you're going too fast, or your rocket isn't a reasonable aerodynamic shape, in which case it just becomes incredibly unstable.
It's gonna be a fun learning experience.
Yep.
I did figure out how to make separate installs for the Steam version, so this is a completely separate install than my non-FAR version.
Yeah, which is a good idea, because this is still very much in development. But yeah, I'm actually really happy you decided to give it a try like this, man, because as I said on the Better Than Wolves forums, I've been looking for feedback as to whether this is actually more fun or not.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was trying to get around, like, I played only for about 15 minutes after you released it, but I had just so much going on over the holidays.
No, it's fair enough. Yeah, I'm
Speaking
doing this
of which,
at a
happy
weird
holidays
time
to you.
too, because I know everybody's busy right now.
Hey, Dave.
But don't you find that's a very cool looking rocket?
It really is. Yeah,
And
it's
that's
very
one of the
satisfying.
things I find. Yeah, that's one of the things I find FAR really brings to the table, man. Is your rockets just end up looking way cooler when you have to take aerodynamics into account when building them.
I don't know why I even put RCS on this. I didn't give myself enough fuel to ever need it. But I did get ocean, so...
I know I had a moment a few days ago where I put my first rocket into a stable orbit using FAR, and there was just this moment at launch where I looked at it and I was like, "Man, that looks so cool!" You know, like it was a relatively small rocket, but it was probably one of the coolest looking ones I had built in the game.
Right. I say the very first rocket I built looks so just crazy with the Stay Putnik and how small the booster was.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on there?
Oh, I'm just bringing it back home.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I don't think it's gonna make it.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm like, really confused why it hasn't burnt up an atmosphere.
Hmm.
And that was the most
Well,
intense crash sound ever.
your return velocity probably wasn't very high at all, man, because you just arced up out of the atmosphere and
That's
fell
true.
back down. You
Hey,
didn't
and
really
if it's
have time to gain much speed.
okay, let's see what we're doing on science. I got 59 science. And these are 45. Looks like I get decouplers. Excellent. Yeah, it's interesting just how fast you can blaze through once you have a good feel for it.
Yeah. And that's why it becomes increasingly hard when you're developing something like this to stay in touch with the new player experience,
Right.
right?
That makes
Because
sense.
you become so familiar with your own game that you know how everything works, right? So you can never recapture that, initial confusion or spot those little problems, that cause people difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the reasons why I'm asking for feedback here because I've been at it for so long. Like I really poured a ton of work into this far integration, and I've been at it so long. I just don't have a good feel anymore. You
Right,
can
right.
move that button around in the same way as.
Oddly enough, it's not letting me interact with that button. Oh, wait, there it is.
Yeah, you got to click on that little arrow. I seriously took half an hour to figure that out.
Thank you for imparting the knowledge, because it's been bothering
Yeah,
me
no
like
problem, man.
crazy.
I'm definitely going to put a note in the release notes about that because it is not intuitive. Like, it doesn't follow any interface standard that I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know if you've run into this yourself, but I have the feeling that the vanilla interface is a little glitchy in terms of missing clicks.
Yes. Yeah,
Because
I've run
I'm
into
pretty
that.
sure sometime during that half hour, I did click on that little arrow, and it just didn't register, so I assumed it didn't work. So yeah, lots of confusion.
There we go. Seeing what we can do about orbit here. Oh yeah, I need the one thing I have not gotten comfortable with yet is just I'm still set in the mindset of weight over pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So I need to
No,
remember
there's a huge
aerodynamics is rather important.
Yeah, there's a huge adjustment period. If you have the larger nose cones, definitely use them there.
Oh, yeah, that's
We just researched those, I think.
that is a good idea.
I've set up the weight ratios so that a smaller nose cone plus an adapter will be heavier than. So yeah, that design you're doing there will be heavier than just putting the right diameter nose cone on there.
That seems like a good idea.
Hmm.
And there we go. That's so ridiculous looking. I love it.
You won't have much choice up top though. You'll still need to use one of those assemblies.
Oh, I got the heat shields there. There we go. I want my gravioli.
Now, if I can just give a little
Sure.
spoiler tip from my own experience, because
Yeah,
this is
sure.
actually very similar to the rocket I was talking about that attained stable orbit.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really cool. I'd put an extra one of those fuel tanks on the top stage.
Okay. Sounds good.
And what I find with FAR is that you basically need a really strong, short bottom stage to get you off the ground, right?
Okay.
And then you basically want linear, staging after that with a lot of fuel for the rest of your trip.
Gotcha. These batteries are killing me. Whatever. Made my own ring of batteries. There we go.
Yeah, it definitely does, Andy. It does make designing rockets a lot cooler. I agree with you there. I think it's some of the in-flight stuff that puts me off a bit. To me, it feels a little twitchy, and it's not always evident why
Oh,
things are going horribly wrong. And you
that
get used to it with time. But I find the feel is very different from vanilla that way. You know, it doesn't have the same kind of game feel.
So that was a mistake, but I kind of want to launch it. We're going to do it just to see what happens.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Put some nose cones on it, at least.
Nope. I'm just going to kick it out of the nest and see if it can fly. That's all it gets. There's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. A great man taught me that.
If this works, I may start crying.
I think it's just going to explode immediately. I'm not even bothering with the staging.
Don't make me cry on a live stream.
Well, my game wants to explode, apparently. Like, I'm getting so much lag.
This discouraging craziness like this is one of the reasons I decided to undertake this far integration.
Looks like something could come from West Virginia. Yeah.
Oh my god, no, it's flying.
It is flying.
Actually, it is a vertical design though, so I guess I can live with it. I doubt it would be particularly efficient. You're certainly not accelerating too fast.
No. The fact that I have like 2 FPS isn't helping that either.
Oh, fair enough.
That's gonna look awesome. It's very hard to. Whoa. Okay.
I think you're losing stability.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna enjoy this when I zoom into the rockets. It's looks like some kind of eldritch horror.
Oh, yo. You've got a tentacled rocket. Nice.
Yup.
I find that undulation somewhat soothing. Like your top stage is getting a massage or something.
That was the most phenomenal crash sound ever, though. I gotta give it that. Okay, so let's try that for real. Decouple.
Whoa. 4th of July. That was a spectacular explosion.
It really was. More power, better timing. You're right. That was the problem.
You know, if you had a parachute on your top stage, you'd be set. For what, I don't know, but...
There we go. Now that is what I meant to do. My rocket spins right round.
Yeah, that's more what I meant. With the, with the second tank.
Yeah, that was...
I'm wondering, actually, I don't know this, Icy, but all those batteries you have aligned radially?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you place them in vertical lines, if this might help by creating a more aerodynamic shape, but I'm actually not sure if that works, because I think in order for FAR to pick up on that, the parts have to actually be connected by nodes.
Gotcha.
So, but it may be an interesting experiment at some point to consider stuff like that.
Yeah, I can check it out at some point.
I don't think it does, though. I think that would require like some kind of ray tracing. I don't think FAR performs.
It's so tense dealing with these wings.
Yeah, it is. You have precision control now, right?
Yeah, I just remembered that and turned it on.
Yeah, consider that at some point. It's not on the... Well, I may be behind in the...
Yeah, you're behind a bit on that.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
No, I'm going up far too high without...
It's very... I must admit, it's very odd watching a game when it's not in real time.
Yeah, and like with the new delay, it's just killer.
I wonder when we do this if there's some other system we could use to...
We could try TeamViewer at some point and see if that...
Okay.
Oh, I completely forgot to turn on RCS. See if that provides less delay. Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, somebody in chat's suggesting you make a plane. I really don't recommend it right now. Yeah. That's going to be a learning curve.
Okay, so I think I need RCS on both sides of this rocket. Is my RCS even doing anything?
In the pre-release, Dave, or one of the older versions? Yeah, I saw that, Jinx. I checked out his ray tracing experiment. Well, there's actually a separate thread for it on the KSP forums. I came across it at one point. I think it's in Ferrum Signature, actually. There's a link to it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and revert this, and I think I need RCS on both sides of this thing. So I just had like no control there. There we go. Oh, antennas are in the way.
Well, Dave, I'm just really asking if it's one of these pre-releases with FAR or whether it's one of the official releases. The particular version number doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, I wanted to actually set this to an action group.
I haven't released any of this even in pre-release on the KSP forums. I just released this to the Better Than Wolves community.
Because we're such nice people.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta say, I love the amount of love you're getting on the KSP forums.
Yeah, it's not bad. There's been a small bit of trouble the past couple of days, but
I saw those.
yeah, there's just some silliness.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But yeah, for the most part, no, the reaction has been extremely positive. I'm actually a bit surprised as to how much people seem to be reacting to it. You know, because I can understand with the Better Than Wolves community, because people there know what I'm about, right? So I kind of have an established, I guess, reputation with regards to the kind of design that I provide for that community, right? But it's a big difference from a mod like Better Than Wolves was initially, because like when I first put out Better Than Wolves, it was basically, okay, here's a bunch of cool blocks that are very self-evident in their function, you know, and you can immediately understand just by looking at the thread what I'm doing, right? You know, like here's a block that produces fire, here's a block that produces light, here's a block that places other blocks, right? So people immediately understand that, but whereas I'm popping up with this mod on the KSP forums as an almost total unknown, right? And I'm saying, here's a mod with balance.
Yeah.
So unless you trust kind of the designer in question to begin with, there's really no reason to think it'll do what is advertised or even understand what it's doing in the first place. Right?
Exactly.
But so yeah, I've actually been rather surprised, and it's been rather gratifying how well the KSP community has reacted to it and kind of immediately understood, you know, what it is I'm doing and what it's about. You know, with a few exceptions, obviously, you know, that, you know, people insisting that exploits are gameplay and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, these RCS are just killing me. Went into some kind of crazy roll, and now I just can't pull out of it. And there we go.
Yeah, Dave, the pre-release is a very different experience, and as I've said, I'm not even convinced I'm going to continue with it. You know, like it's very much why I've put out the pre-releases, because I very much wanted to hear from the Better Than Wolves community about how they found it and whether it was actually more fun or not.
Yeah, I'm
not
sure how I feel yet.
Yeah, and I'm exactly the same way. I'm just really not sure, but I really want to make this decision now, because to either commit to this or drop it, because despite the amount of work that I've already put into this, if I'm not going to go with it, I want to decide that now, because there's still a lot more work to do, you know, in terms of getting fairings in there and everything else. And just general balance. So yeah, I think I'm kind of at the turning point right now where I really need to make up my mind one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Put the RCS on the center of mass. They'll work a lot better for you.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah. Oh, just lost control there. That was good.
Putting them on the center of mass works well for docking because you don't end up with accidental translation with your rotation and such. But
Mm-hmm.
for something like this, no, it's fine on either end. And I believe if you put them on the center of mass, you won't get as much torque out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll work, but
I found they work rather
not
well if you put
necessarily
them
as
on
more
both
efficient.
ends.
I actually started the balance pass with kids, Jinx, but I wanted. There were a couple of things with it. There were a few things I wanted to tweak that weren't in kids, and secondly, I've basically been designing BTSM as install and play. And if I were to go with kids, players would basically have to go in and configure their own settings and that kind of stuff. So I just want you to be able to pop the mods in and go from there. But yeah, when I was initially balancing this and trying it out, I was using kids to test some initial values and get an idea of how I wanted to tweak the ISP values based on the tech progression. Because I'm not using any kind of consistent. What does it stand for? Kerbal ISP difficulty scaler or something.
Oh, okay.
It's another mod that Ferrum put out to do the same kind of things that I'm doing in balancing for FAR here, in that it gives you a window that allows you to adjust how the atmosphere affects engine efficiency.
Okay.
But like I said, there's a couple of things there. First of all, there's the player configuration issue. Like I don't want to put BTSM in a place where players have to go in and configure all these settings before they can start playing, right? And then mistakes get made, and people forget to do so between installs and everything else. So I just want default configuration. This is how it works, right? And also, like I said too, I'm scaling how atmosphere affects your engine efficiency based on tech progression and all kinds of subtle little details there that obviously the kids doesn't have the options to do that, right? Like it's just kind of a global setting that applies to everything.
Gotcha.
And I wanted a little more fine control in that, so I decided to tweak each engine individually.
I'm trying to decide if I have enough fuel to actually make this. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have enough fuel to make this an orbit, a polar orbit at that.
Is this going to be your first stable orbit with this version?
My first stable orbit with FARs installed, and it's a polar orbit.
So please take note of your degree of satisfaction.
It's up there. I'm trying to keep it under control until I actually manage to pull it off, but it's getting there.
Would you say more satisfying?
I'm not sure on that. There we go. Stable orbit. And I have enough to come back if I wanted to. Not that
it's funny too, because that not sure is exactly why I put these pre-releases out, because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And hence why I'm asking all these questions. But the thing is, for me, like, I'd been working on it so long and ran into so many difficulties that I wasn't sure if the not sure response was as a result of the time and effort I had put into it, right, or it was a legitimate response to the gameplay anymore.
Right. Is what I think. It's the closest orbit I've ever seen.
That's when, as a designer, asking for outside feedback becomes invaluable, because there becomes a certain point where you can't trust your own judgment anymore.
Right. I don't know. In my, as I said, limited time playing it so far, but I find certain things less intuitive. But I assume that things like probe re-entry are going to be a lot more intuitive.
Yeah. Well,
So,
consistent is how I'd put it.
okay.
Is that there are actually rules now.
Yeah.
Whereas with the stock arrow,
Shove a
and
bunch of
as
thermometers at the top.
yeah, as at the end of our last stream together demonstrated there, attaching thermometers is as fletching on it. Re-entry probe. Like, I never want players to go to that length, to have to figure something out. And there was somebody else posting on the KSP thread, oh, you could just attach a decoupler to the top of your re-entry module and it keeps it stable. And I'm like, okay, well, that may be a workaround, but there's no way I'm ever telling anybody to do that as a
Yup.
gameplay mechanism.
I mean, people going so far as like, why don't you add a ballast part? You shouldn't need to.
But even then, we were trying, right? Like, I was resorting to recommending ridiculously gamey things there just to
Yes.
see if there was any rhyme or reason to what was happening, right? Like, I was basically, when I was telling you to add thermometers and stuff, I was testing, my own theories as to what might be causing this,
Right.
And in the end, it was basically just throw up your hands and say, well, I have no friggin' idea, as to what makes it stable or not.
There we go.
Oh, wow, you made it to the moon already, man. No, that's not the moon. Polar ice cap. Sorry, I zoned out for a second.
Yeah, I did a lot while you were talking.
Yeah,
Just been kicking
the
along.
moon.
Shove a bunch of thermometers anywhere just sounds bad.
Yeah, Dave, I kind of hid. Sorry about that, but I kind of hid this pre-release away because I don't really want feedback from just the general public. I just kind of wanted feedback from the Better Than Wolves community because I thought it was more likely you guys would kind of know what I'm aiming for and what my standards for gameplay are.
Right. Okay. Anything new? I think.
Because yeah, if I get too much feedback on this, it'll probably be less helpful than too little.
There we go. Mountains? Or is that mountains? Yeah, there we go. Got some mountains.
Or put another way, I'm trying to maintain the signal to noise ratio.
Getting a nice orbit's so relaxing. It's like I can just sit here and reap the science benefits. I have to say, after landing on the Mun, like I am doing the one seismic scan, I just looked at the amount of science I got and I was like, okay, and just turned off the game because I didn't even know where to start spending it all. The mountains look a lot better. Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah, but they don't occupy the full screen, so I can't mistake them for the Mun.
You can be forgiven for assuming I was on the Mun since I didn't have any parachutes, and I would never make that mistake.
Well, like I said, you got me up at this ungodly hour, so I'm still half asleep. It's that damn Craft the World game, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. The past 4 or 5 days, I've been staying up till like sunrise because of that stupid game causing me to lose track of time.
I don't have that luxury anymore. Like, with my girlfriend's kid in the house, if I stay up that late, I just know I'm gonna have a bad day because she's eventually gonna wake me up.
Hear that?
There we go. I think I can get the deserts.
It's awesome, Dave.
Yeah.
The craft, as I mentioned on the forums, the crafting interface for it really sucks, but it's still in development, so hopefully they change that. But the rest of the game, man, it's like just so easy to lose yourself in.
How much is that one? I might have to check it out.
I don't know. It was actually Dave was kind enough to gift it to me the other day,
cool.
end my life. But I'd never heard about it before the other day. Like, it really caught me out of the blue. Like, I try to keep track of these kind of games, but no, this one just
yeah, I hadn't heard about it till I saw like a thread pop up for it on the forums.
Well, I think what happened is they may have taken it really far into development before doing the Steam Early Access thing.
Oh, guys, I knew I was going to run out of power. I wasn't planning on bringing that thing back home.
Because it seems pretty damn close to a complete game. Like for an early access game, it's remarkably complete and
Hmm.
playable. It's just like I said, the crafting interface is the only major exclamation mark I put on that as being terrible.
Gotcha. Do I want more? Yeah, let's just go with goo. Bring some goo home. Try out this whole probe core reentry thing and see how that
Oh, and
works.
then I had another friend um, buy me buy both me and him a copy of Planetary Annihilation for for Christmas. So I was playing that last night with him too.
How is that?
Um, I don't know. I only have 3-4 hours into it, so I will reserve commentary on it for the
Gotcha.
time being.
The one
Um,
I've been really curious about lately is Endless Space because it was on sale.
oh, I played a lot of that in the past. Actually,
Is it?
I quite liked it. Yeah,
Okay. I thought I had heard good things, but I couldn't remember from who or when.
yeah. There's some odd things about it. The battles are a little lacking, I think, but the grand strategy aspect is a hell of a lot of fun.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did like that one a lot. I sunk a lot of time into it. Here, I'll check my my Steam account here as to how much time I did sink into it. I sunk 75 hours into it, so
Damn.
yeah, that's at least worth one thumb up for sure.
Yeah. It was reasonably cheap, so I'll have to check it out. Oops, wrong button. Don't know if those are gonna burn off or not.
Oh yeah, if you could get it cheap on sale, man, that's definitely worthwhile.
Oh,
I'm just going
so I
to
think I'm
take a
playing.
short break. I got to ring at the doorbell, I see.
Cool, man. So I think I'm playing the uh pre-release that has, or the beta that has far in it. So there's a new save. What makes the mountains look like they do? Some biome enhancing things. No, I think it's just the update. I still have my old save. It's safely tucked away. Because that's even with a full tank. Okay. I don't need that. I want to get a couple batteries on this thing though, just as a. I shouldn't need them, but just as a precaution. And parachute. I just want to test this thing out before we do a full launch with it. We'll grab the, like, flying at Kerbal science anyway. Okay, I am tired of it being nighttime. Let's fix it. As my probe runs out of all science. Okay, let's go ahead and relaunch that one. The oddest looking decouple of all time. It really is. I also just realized when I actually launch this thing, I'm probably going to want actual RCS jets instead of just an RCS tank. Let's still check. That should still be fine. Yeah, exactly. So I think. Dave, I don't know if it mattered. Well, you still have to install Deadly Reentry first, but I went Deadly Reentry far than BTSM. I'd assume that's probably the best way since BTSM would change settings in both of this. I just think as long as you do BTSM last, you should be fine. Guys, it's gonna work. It's gonna work, guys. Is shielded false. That does not give me the biggest vote of confidence. I shouldn't have deployed the parachute. Not a very exciting launch, guys. We can get some goo home. I do believe BTSM still has to go last. Well, other than that, I don't think. This for far fairness. Okay, thanks, Jinx. That lets go of some of my worry. I appreciate. Dave. Yeah, the biggest reason I'm launching this one is was testing how it falls down before I actually launch one into space. 100k awkward orbit debris everywhere. I love it. It's okay, guys. The important part survived. They're attached to an octagonal strut. Wait, the goo didn't survive. Son of a bitch. I'll have to burn off more RCS before I come back down, I think. Oh, I believe BTSM does overwrite things. Hold on a sec. Has to remain attached. Alright, I can probably... Yeah, I can just get it from the Space Center. Wait. And... There's a probe. Where's my debris category? There we go. Oh, no, it's gone. This is just the splashdown stuff. Huh. Okay, well, I could be wrong. Kua! Because I think this is the debris I just want to leave in the ocean. I refuse to clean up after myself, and maybe it'll kill some whales and dolphins. Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Man, I think my neighbors were complaining about the strange smells coming from my basement again.
Ah.
But anyway, the cops left, said something about a warrant, so I guess it's all good.
Okay, well, you better finish this before they take you away.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Just being busybodies.
Yeah. Oh, so is there an install order with BTSM anymore on the beta?
The what?
Is there a required install order on BTSM?
No.
Okay.
No, I got rid of that during the pre-releases.
Cool.
With the help of the very helpful Nathan Kell.
He's
the author of
Deadly Reentry, right?
Yeah, exactly. Very cool guy.
You know what? Let's just do one of these. Wow. These solid rocket motors threw me off so much when I first saw them. I was like, what the hell are these?
Yeah. I'm probably going to adjust the heights on the LV-15 and all that as well, which fits well with the lower atmospheric efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of the concept that they're slowly developing these engines. So what are we doing here?
Just trying to get a little bit of goo science.
Ooh, goo science. So you're trying the re-entry module thing?
Yeah, I played around with it a bit. It
definitely came down a little too fast and blew up my goo. But
poor goo.
I believe I can fix that in flight as opposed to...
Cool. I'm just going to let you go with this because I want to observe your experiences.
Dig it. Oh, you have EXP? What crap? Well, I just kind of pressed spacebar for no real reason.
And what happened? Oh, staging.
It's pretty interesting.
I'll give it that.
Whee!
It's just stuck on
I
there.
don't think that's aerodynamic.
Not so much.
Actually, this whole design, even accident aside, is non-aerodynamic, man. You're slipping here.
I am.
Nose cones, man.
I
Nose
completely
cones are
forgot
the
about the nose
future.
cones. I think they haven't been internalized yet. Okay, let's see if we can just get these two pieces to slide apart gracefully. Wait. Nope. Nope. Get off there. Damn it.
Use RCS, man.
That's what I was trying, and it's
Okay.
is not doing anything.
Are you using directional controls on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Side to side?
That's... Whoop. That, let's just retry that launch. Let's go ahead and put nose cones on it. I was trying to use RCS, guys. Oh, they're behind. They're still
No,
talking.
he can't turn the engine off because he's detached.
Yep. I made mistakes. You guys should
Hey, but the probe core survived.
Yep. Which is pretty... Get the hell on there. Okay, where did I just place that part? There it is. Okay, I don't even understand what this is doing.
But yeah, for planetary annihilation, we definitely had some fun with it last night.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, it has potential to be sure, but like I said, I haven't played it enough to say one way or the other, and it's a very hefty price tag, so I don't exactly, want to recommend it to the community without knowing more about it.
Right.
But I did have fun. And it was kind of cool, actually, because I was a big Total Annihilation fan, which is kind of the spiritual origin of this entire series. Well, it's not actually officially a series, right? But Total Annihilation was kind of followed by Supreme Commander, and now by Planetary Annihilation, and I think some of the people that were involved in each of those moved on to the other titles as well. But, they weren't produced by the same companies or anything like that. So that's why I say they're spiritual successors and not actual sequels, right?
Right.
And it's kind of cool because I was a big fan of the original Total Annihilation, only played a bit of Supreme Commander, and my friend who I'm playing against, I think he didn't even play the original Total Annihilation and was a huge fan of Supreme Commander, so we're kind of coming at it from two different angles, which seems to affect our playstyle as well, which is pretty cool.
Okay, something on this is not very balanced. I just need to put some wings on this. I don't know why I made the decision not to.
Oh, you've always had some aversion to...
I have. I hate wings. Wings killed my entire family. They were controlled by surfaces. You might have been able to
control it with RCS, though.
Yeah, I just want to accept my mistakes at this point. And
fair enough.
let's cut the engine and see if we can just recover this.
I love rockets with nose cones.
It's so good looking.
Me happy.
It's really nice to put it on and it actually does something as opposed to just adds weight.
I know. I really, man. I don't know what's going on with stock development because they have all these parts that are there for aerodynamics, but they're calling the game sandbox complete, and at the same time, the basic rules like aerodynamics don't seem to be complete, and they're working on career mode, and I don't know what's happening there.
I don't know.
And it's one of my concerns with this FAR integration, right? Because I just have no idea if Squad are going to implement any kind of aerodynamics, and if they do, when that might possibly be. And if I go with rebalancing for something like this, and then they come out with their aerodynamics model, and then I have to do the whole thing over again.
I understand.
Just this kind of sticky question overall as to what I should do at this point,
And it's always a awkward place to have to rely on someone else.
Yeah, exactly. And ultimately, the more mods I integrate, the more that's the case, right? Like it will complicate maintaining this mod in the future more and more, right? Which is why I'm being so careful and selective about how I do it, you know? Because even if you look at the version update process, like each additional mod that I integrate is another one that I have to wait on, right?
Exactly.
And one that's introducing additional potential bugs, and you know, things just get way more complicated. Wow, that was remarkably successful, Isaac.
Yep, that's pretty. Okay, now let's try it again with. I think I've earned the
And it's
right to
still
use
looking
control
good.
surfaces.
It's still looking good with those adapters.
Yup. That was it. I hadn't earned the right to use control surfaces on this rocket yet. Had to earn its wings, so to speak.
I doubt that Squad is going to aim for realistic aerodynamics. Like, I think what they're probably going to do will be something in between stock and far. Less simulator and a little more game, which would actually be my preference for better than starting manned, would be to something that's somewhere in between.
Okay, to answer the questions, the AS is the shielding, yeah. It was a combination of the water impact and the burn off monopropellant. I was going a lot slower that time. I was going like 8 point something instead of 10 when I hit the ground. And it was partially the reduced weight from burning off the monopropellant, and also the fact that I was thrusting with the monopropellant to slow myself down.
Yeah, Andy, it really is small at this stage of the game. But yes, it does make a huge kind of aesthetic difference to the rockets. It just makes everything feel a little more believable. And later in the game, it makes a much bigger difference in terms of, you know, these big silly horizontal designs not flying very well or not at all, and that kind of thing. So it makes rocket design more interesting overall, which is the part I really like. It's mainly the in-flight portion that kind of gives me question marks.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure I like the way rockets handle.
It's yeah. That's the big question for me as well.
I don't know if eventually I may make my own assets, but given my focus on gameplay, it's not the immediate priority. You know, that's kind of a level of polish. And actually, Better Than Wolves went through the same kind of process. Like right at the start when I was developing Better Than Wolves, or maybe even the first 6 months, I was just using stock textures on all the blocks, and I was focusing exclusively on the gameplay. And it was only later that I started, you know, once the gameplay started solidifying, that I started adding my own textures in and that kind of thing. Eventually block models and all kinds of stuff. But the thing is, like right now, it just doesn't make much sense for me to invest all kinds of time into, you know, say textures for these small boosters and this kind of thing, because the design hasn't settled enough for me to say whether those are going to be necessary in the long term.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if I invest all kinds of time now, not only may that be wasted, but even worse, it may influence me to keep stuff that the mod really doesn't need, right?
Right.
You know, because, oh, I invested all this time in it, I don't want to just throw it away. So right now I'd rather keep things kind of at the very disposable prototype level, you know, where I'm just resizing stock models and that kind of thing. And plus, I'm not an artist or a 3D modeler or anything like that, right? I'm a game designer and programmer, so
Such
creating
a pretty
new
rocket ass.
creating new 3D models is a bit beyond my skill set.
Yeah, I played around with that concept, and I don't want to get into that.
Well, I've certainly done it in the past, right? But just the amount of time that it takes me relative to, you know, the end result, a lot of times it's just not worth it for me. And plus, too, like for my career, I'm so used to working with professional artists that anything I do will always suck in my eyes, right?
Yeah, that's understandable.
You know, because I'm used to having much better quality work produced on my projects, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to bring this one home. It's gonna be coming in real steep. Sorrel, how's it going? Sometimes
I'm usually talking about a bit of both.
Ooh.
And who knows what kind of random garbage will pour forth through me. Which is why I avoided live streams for a long time.
Oh, it's always enjoyable though.
Yeah, I could go on a ramble about the movie Face Off, for example. And
That's a
express
good
my strong
conversation.
opinions. Yeah. I express my strong opinions on the on Nicolas Cage's career. Well, I do, like with Better Than Wolves, I do try to stay consistent with the look of vanilla Minecraft as much as possible, right? As much as my limited skills will allow. But, you know, when dealing with 16 by 16 textures, that's a very different thing from dealing with semi-realistic 3D models like this, right?
Yeah.
Like getting something to fit the look of KSP would be a lot harder for me. And you see it with a lot of the part mod packs, you know, that they may look cool, but a lot of times they don't look like stock parts at all, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've glanced through. I haven't played with any of them, but I've just glanced through. And yeah, it's very mishmash.
Well, it's the same. It's the same for Minecraft mods, right?
Right.
Is that people will come out with really cool looking stuff, but it just doesn't feel like Minecraft at all, right? You know, like these detailed 3D models that are way beyond anything else in the game or what have you. And it's okay, yeah, that's great if you're making your own game and setting your own artistic style, but in terms of consistency, like it just winds up feeling really weird.
Mm-hmm. There we go. I might be able to bring this one down safe. We'll see.
You're just having fun spinning around now?
I'm trying to burn off more RCS fuel.
Oh, gotcha.
There's a method to my madness.
Burn it in your direction of travel, man. Use it to slow you down.
Oh, I was doing both.
Oh, cool.
I found that if I just burn direction travel, I don't manage to get rid of all of it. And I know this thing's going to come down pretty heavy. We'll save a tiny bit for when we're actually using the parachute. Any ideas how to extend gameplay for actual cost for things or needing... My eyes just glazed over at that brick. I'm sorry. Turn off fine-tune controls to burn faster. Yeah, that would make sense. Is there a part with less monopropellant you could use? No.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. Since you have the fine controls on, you're burning less monopropellant than you could have.
Yep. Oh yeah, this will be safe. 8.8 in water. I'll be fine.
Yeah. You might break apart though.
I'm hoping not.
Well, you know the trick now of recovering the individual parts, so right?
Yeah. I got my wreckage of my first manned flight that's never going to get recovered. The SS Hope Like Hell.
Nice.
There we go. That was a beautiful landing. And then I had a moment of fear where
you're giving me spoilers here, man. I don't know how it's going to turn out yet. And touchdown.
Ah, that was nice.
And yes, I will agree. That was a beautiful line.
141 science right now.
Woohoo!
I got 83 on that mission. Good feels.
And that was just low and high altitude?
That was high altitude and space.
And low orbit, okay.
Low orbit, yeah.
Let me see, 25, 50. Yeah, that's all right. Good. I don't know if you saw in the release notes, but I tried to make sure that the sign system produces round numbers with this release instead of those fractional sign values. So I just wanted to check that out, make sure it worked out all right.
On the internet, sound travels faster.
And I can't believe nobody's commented on the LV420 yet. God damn it.
I haven't unlocked it yet, so I haven't looked through it.
Well, you can look at the description there.
Or I'm about to. I'm about to. While engaged in recreation activities, one of our engineers said, "What if we made a teeny weeny cutesy wootsy little engine to go on the top stage as stuff?" I enjoy the name. I enjoy the description. That's fantastic.
Good stuff. I try to restrict the humor and kind of Kerbalness of things to text descriptions, you know, and not gameplay, but yeah. I do have some fun writing some of these.
Oh, wait. How much science did I have left after that? Holy crap. When did I get 61 viewers, guys? Hey, Celestial Archangel Phoenix. That is a hell of a name. So I have 96 science.
No, the LV420 is one that I've added as a early version of the LV909. Because I've added some kind of low-tech, a very few, but I've added some low-tech parts to help the overall progression. You know, like the LV420 doesn't have thrust vectoring is one of the big differences. And the LV909 is pushed a little later in the tech tree. Because right now at this stage in the tech tree, like we're around Tech 4, maneuvering your rocket is basically everything. You know, it's researching the technique to be able to maneuver in atmosphere and in space. So, if I were to put an engine with thrust vectoring in there, it would basically break that part of the progression. So I created the LV420.
Okay.
But yeah, I try to do it very sparingly because I really don't like the interface being cluttered with basically duplicate rocket parts later on. So I only do it when there's really a solid design reason to.
I'm now working on my second manned flight.
Will you be able to get up to 18,000 with just those little boosters?
Yeah, that was a decision I was like, I don't think so.
I don't think I've tried this one yet, actually, so this will be new to me as
So
well.
I'm going to try it out with 3 liquid engines.
Woohoo!
Might as well.
All right, now we're getting some danger in there. I like it.
Yup. It's this game without danger. I should... Oh, wait, I can't do that.
Ah, man, it's every time I hear the word danger, I can't help but think of the Daily Show now. This guy got that whole danger thing going on in my head right now.
I don't think that's going to come down on 2 parachutes. I gotta think this one through, and it's not working well. I hate the pointed nose on this damn thing. It is the most soul-crushing design, and I know
By
you're just
design.
laughing at me for it.
Yeah, by design, man. It makes the second one just a wee bit little harder than the first one.
Well, I will be right back, guys. I have a young child yelling at me.
Oh, I guess this is my chance to spew random vulgarities to the Icy's audience. Yeah, but I can't come up with anything. I'm still half asleep.
And we're back. I had to get her a cookie, so I got one myself. It's a good system.
I drove away half your audience in your absence.
Excellent.
I try.
Okay. So we're going to try this. I'm going to send Bob up again. For some reason, Bob's my go-to man when it comes to these insane manned flights.
Installing over shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I definitely installed over. Okay. I should probably move those parachutes into their own.
And I haven't really added any files or anything, so it shouldn't matter. I'm not even sure I would break things that way, given how KSP works. Possible to just get a messed up install and need to start over.
Well,
Error during download or whatever.
it's not the prettiest launch, that's for sure.
Dun, 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 dun. I think your streams need more Wagner, man.
I'll have to get through and see, like, what's still copyrighted and what I can get away with. Well, that was an interesting reversion.
Classical compositions generally don't have any kind of copyright on them, but the individual performances might.
Huh.
So, like, the thing is, if you have the Boston Orchestra or something playing, you know, Flight of the Valkyries, that might be copyrighted.
Right. So this is a rather interesting bug. It's just gone.
You've researched the levitation node.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, let's try this again, but I think I'm going to launch all three.
Yeah, I looked into that whole classical copyright thing when I used to make the Better Than Wolves videos, because I was wondering if I could keep the ones with the classical music in them public, and in the end decided no, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Because those performances are generally copyrighted.
Yeah, I'll have to go through the Machinima library. They offer me, like, a library of music that I'm allowed to use, that they've already obtained copyright releases for partners.
Well, Vyoki and Charlie's old streams, or old videos, they used to do a good job of it, because they just use public domain music. And actually, the music in KSP is public domain. And they were using the same composer for their music, because a couple of times Kerbal tunes popped up, and I was like, hey, what the hell's going on? So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading that thread.
Yeah. Code is such a good word. Just really rolls off the tongue.
Every time I hear it, I can't think of anything but Orgasmo.
I know I saw that a long time ago.
Movie was
I don't think I was in a state of mind to remember any of it.
The movie was it's such a good movie.
I remember having a few laughs, but I'm a big fan of that trailer.
We're gonna try that again. Come on. Back to the levitation node. I don't know.
I'm watching a series of explosions.
Yes. And I just kind of froze and forgot I was
Ooh.
using liquid engines and could have prevented all of that.
I like how it ended with the explosive decompression. It was like your parts were already exploding and then insult to injury.
Like, there's no way he's coming back. Oh, he's dead. Don't even have to pretend to care.
How am I gonna go? Oh, never mind.
Okay, let's try that again. Might have been a bit fast. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, is some in-house? I didn't know that.
Oh. Lasted more than 1 minute. A new record.
You could probably start angling a bit, you know, right at launch to...
That is a very good idea. I'm like locked in this mentality of like get to orbit.
Yeah, because you probably have enough power there to get you into high orbit, never mind low.
It's the
you
can't
don't
get past
have
the second coloration change.
And you didn't use the adapters on your side tanks, man.
I didn't.
This whole nose cone adapter.
I didn't. I have to like get that stuck in my mind. Whoop, whoop.
And it will make the rocket look cool, which is nutty.
It's cool, guys. I meant to do it. I'm practicing my flips.
I don't know if you saw the screenshot I posted of my first manned mission using this. I ended up flying something that looked kind of like an X-wing.
Oh,
I
have to check that out. That sounds awesome.
I think I put that on the KSP forums. Posted a screen of that as a little teaser.
So.
And it actually flew pretty well. I was surprised. This doesn't seem to be going well.
I'm just doing flips. It's
intentional. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go with that.
Okay. Is he going to hit 30?
Now, my big concern is whether or not I don't think 2 parachutes can bring this down. I just have a feeling.
You definitely got to get rid of the fuel, yeah.
Yeah,
And then we'll roll some dice and see what happens.
pretty much. Just hope no ones come up.
What? Did you just deploy your parachutes?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I saw something fly off.
Oh God, what flew off?
You didn't need it anyway.
Yeah, I mean I'm still alive, so
At this point,
It
you
couldn't
probably
be
want stuff flying
that
off to reduce
important.
weight.
there we go. If this man survives, it is. Have I
Well,
played?
I'm gonna have to listen to Flight of the Valkyries while you're doing this.
I have not played Overgrowth now. I don't know what that is.
Let's see if I could find it before you impact.
Well, with stream delay, you have roughly 20 minutes, so. Oh, what's up, Santman? I always get really tense, like in the time right before the parachutes deploy. Like that is like, oh, okay.
Ah, I knew I had a Wagner album somewhere. There we go. Sorry, Wagner.
My resource bar is alternative resource panel. The main reason I use it is it lets you do staging on the map screen, and it's amazing.
Well, the song started just as you hit the ground. I was a little late.
Okay, so that didn't work. Wait, did these have any shielding of their own? They don't, do they? No.
Do you really think you need those side rockets?
We'll try with it. What? I don't.
Oh, no,
I don't
actually,
know
you
where to
need them for
attach
the parachutes,
parachutes.
don't you?
Yeah, that's the main reason. You know what? I might be able to make happen. If I use some of these solid boosters,
Yeah, if you use
I can
the little
attach
boosters,
more parachutes for less weight.
yeah, you might be.
I forgot like how tiny these things are. How much do these weigh? Where the hell are
And honestly, it might be even easier if you replace the center tank with one of the large solid rockets for less power.
Wait, the solid motor?
Yeah. That should be able to reach
Yeah,
18.
it should be able to. You're right. I'll give that a shot. It looks so
Actually, I think that's similar to my X-Wing design I was
it
talking
looks so ridiculous on there. Straight up looks ridiculous.
Yay!
Okay, so oh come on, parachutes. Don't fuck with me right now. There we go. Let's get the staging done here. And I've been told I can add crew reports to an action group, so let's do that for the first time. God, that's so nice.
I don't know what's up with the dark parachutes in .23. I don't think that has anything to do with me.
I hadn't noticed that till now.
Yeah, it bugs me. It looks like the lighting system is going weird on them, and I don't know why.
I look back at my chat and see now that is a space penis.
It certainly is. Nah, man, you don't really get the true phallic vibe until you start using procedural fairings. Like I posted, I tested out one of my my really big interplanetary designs in BTSM, and as a quick test, all I did was added a procedural fairings to the top.
Right.
Right, so it gave like this rounded nose to the thing, and took a screenshot of it, and I was like, man, that's too phallic even for me.
Let's see. Can you change the starting fuel in a tank? I don't believe so.
Yeah, you can.
Really?
Not the fuel. No. On these, there's a thrust limiter now in .23, so you could reduce the amount of thrust on each of them.
Oh,
which I'm still not sure how I feel about them, but there you have it. I was actually hoping to turn that off with the early tech rockets, where they, the Kerbals haven't figured that out yet.
Right.
And it's just, the standard ignite and go. But yeah, the tweakable system really isn't mod friendly right now. So I really don't know how to even disable that on rockets at present.
Space Dodo.
I haven't looked very
Someone
deep
make that a
into it,
theme
mind.
song. There's a question I
Sorry?
saw that I was going to answer, and I just completely lost it. Whoop. Yeah, I went a little too high there. Okay, let's try that again. I should have started tilting a lot sooner. Oh, come on.
Yeah, this is reminiscent of my X-wing, but I was using the previous cockpit, so I had an adapter and nose cone at the front that gave it this really odd shape.
Oh, that was the question. Thank you.
What's that?
Someone had asked why I didn't just put a decoupler on it, and I'm not putting a decoupler on it because I have nowhere to put the parachute at that point. There's
Yeah.
If I attach a decoupler to this, and I just don't have a place to put the parachutes whatsoever.
Unless you did some weird top with some boosters on there, or strapped a couple of boosters to the cockpit.
And I've tried to put parachutes on octagonal struts. It doesn't work.
Maybe you could attach horizontal boosters to the cockpit to give you a wicked spin.
That's true. I do like things that spin.
This could be like a 4th of July design.
All I know is if he ever puts two cockpits in a rocket, he needs to name it double penetration. It'd be the only right thing to do. Okay, I think we can make it happen with this one.
Looking good.
Yep. Is it high enough? No. No. No.
Yeah, I got a couple of upside down boosters in there. That's a great idea.
Yeah, just push myself back down. And then I'll have a second set of right side up boosters to counteract that, so I just safely land on the ground without parachutes.
18,000 is where you want to hit, is the high atmosphere limit.
Oh god, that was scary. That was real scary.
No, explosive decompression is better than starting manned. Even this thing looks cool.
Yeah, it's it might just be a big old space chode, but I'm cool with it. It's a good looking space chode. A space chode you'd be proud to find in your mother's bed.
Yeah, Jeb is absolutely ecstatic in this thing.
Yeah, he is. I think I'd just be vomiting everywhere at this point. He might be ecstatic because he's the last carbon left. I believe I've killed all the rest.
Now you're just spinning for fun.
Yes, yeah, this is just for fun.
Yeah. And again, Jeb seems to enjoy it.
Okay, let's go ahead and launch those chutes.
Oh, this doesn't look so fun anymore.
What's the point of a space penis if you can't drill it into the ground? See, after this, I'm going to play Kerbal Mole Man People. And I have to start my civilization down there. This is the drill that will take us there.
I like the way the parachutes are spinning back.
Yeah.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I wonder if there's a cord tangling mod out there somewhere.
Well, There's a couple things I was expecting to happen. Let's just say that wasn't any of the things I was expecting to happen.
Uh-oh. Is it a good expecting or whoa? I appreciate the lack of spoilers there. It saved the moment for me.
Yup. I'm not quite sure how that happened.
Oh, wow.
Like, the parachutes hadn't deployed yet. It just fell off.
I think it's when they... Was it when they deployed? It might have been when they deployed that.
It shouldn't have
just
been, because
ripped
I
the
was still,
ship
like,
apart.
2K up, and they shouldn't deploy till 500.
Okay, so maybe you need the center tank for structural stability.
Shit, Jeb was happy while it lasted.
Yeah.
I probably spun too hard, and all the screws came out.
He was only unhappy for like a split second.
Yup. He probably didn't even realize what was happening before it happened, let's be honest.
Hey, the rest
here.
of the parts are drifting
Yeah?
very serenely back to Earth.
That'll fix it. I'm trying to decide if that was like something that should have happened because of the design, or if that was just a bug.
I'm not certain either, but I think it should have happened for humor value.
Yes. Don't spin and fly, kid. Shit gets real fast. So we're just gonna try again. Oh, that was intense.
Yeah, I don't know why it happened either, but I'm glad it did.
Yeah. Ah, it was beautiful. You know, I'm gonna try to land in the ocean. Just make my life easier.
Now with a slight design change, we're sending someone else.
It's Jeb
Also
again.
named Jeb.
Yep. Don't worry, Jeb. It was just a nightmare.
Yeah, I think what it is that Jeb is kind of the most common name on Kerbal. It's not just one guy.
Okay, I do believe this launch is not working well. Whoop. Okay.
Oh, stay on target. Stay on target.
I think we're just gonna go ahead and retry that one.
Aw.
And we have to revert to assembly again. That is such a weird bug.
But it's not the original Jeb.
No.
No.
Jeb is dead. Let's
Yeah.
not mince words about that.
Dude, was that an intentional Pulp Fiction reference? Or?
I wish it was. I wish I could take credit for that.
Well, some of those references, some of the best references are accidental.
Okay, there we go.
Jeb is dead, baby. Jeb.
Jeb
And
keeps getting his face blown off. Is this the sequel to Face Off?
I like how the boosters on this design are ribbed for extra pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's... I mean, the sky is going to have a good day tonight. That was a really awkward phrasing of everything. Yeah, that recruitment center is just a cloning facility.
Don't get me started on Face Off, man. I could go on for hours.
I've never seen
That was one of the
Face
most
Off.
disappointing moments of my younger days. It's a scar that no amount of alcohol will ever heal.
That's a pretty big scar.
I tell you, man. If they ever do an autopsy on my brain, they're probably going to see this trench runs right through the middle that was a direct result of Face Off.
I seriously didn't get high enough. This mission's gonna be the death of me.
I haven't even tried it myself, man, so this is all new to me, too.
And I think Face Off is a horror movie about someone who keeps cutting off people's faces. That is what I have
It's getting me
chosen to
going
assume.
already, man. It's not the movie itself that's the problem. It's the moment it marked in Nicolas Cage's career, man. You have to take it all in context.
I mean, to be fair, we do have to have this rant in both of my series that you've been in.
It scarred me, man. It really did. You can't go from Wild at Heart to frigging Face Off, man. Oh well. I'm better now. Maybe I've had a bit too much coffee.
Okay. This is the time, Jeb. Don't you die on me. Okay.
I do think he redeemed himself a Lord of War, though.
Whoop,
But it was a small redemption.
No. Jeb, don't you do it. Don't you fuck with
Momentary
me, Jeb.
glimpse of his former greatness.
Come on. You can keep going down. Yeah, come on. Keep on going down. Yeah, you keep on going down, number.
Can you rename Kerbals?
You have to go into the, like, data files, but you can.
Oh, okay.
I did it once
I was
going to
ask you to launch Nicolas Cage, but
I'll get him set up for the next stream.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll just name them all Nicolas Cage. Hey, Gormador. Is that why Flowerchild has a meth lab in his basement? It explains everything. What? I have to find the... It's not terrible. It's just meh. I mean, if you want to watch a movie where the guy switches faces to get revenge. Make your flag Nicolas Cage as well.
Yeah, it has to be Nicolas Cage with the crossed out wolf symbol.
Better than Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen if you ever go to Hollywood.
I need to find a game where Better Than Nicolas Cage would make some sense so I could make a mod for it.
That's why I think I don't
Hollywood
even joke about
Tycoon
Bad
or
Rats.
something.
Don't play Bad Rats. Like, that isn't even funny. The game was so bad. I've been wanting to buy copies of Bad Rats just to give it to people I don't like. Oh. It's a physics-based puzzle game where the physics are inconsistent. Like, and
kind of like KSP.
it's like you know, there's like games where you make like Rube Goldberg machines to accomplish a goal.
Like Incredible Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that, but 3D with inconsistent physics, and there's no reason for it to be 3D. It's just like, oh, okay, suddenly it flew off to the foreground.
Yikes.
We had a really enjoyable stream playing it.
Oh, I'm talking about the Nicolas Cage movie. Actually, talking isn't the right word. Rambling like a crazy old man is more appropriate. But it's Christmas. We're all used to having those uncles sitting at the dinner table.
Okay, so it has landed.
Yeah. Like you need struts or something.
Yeah. That's I'll have to fight with that one some more later. Sadly, it's almost 6, and I have to head out.
Outcome: catastrophic failure.
Yep.
I like that way of putting it.
Yeah, it's real nice. It's
Wonder. I think what's happening is that what is it? Cockpit portion is too heavy.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Just ripping it off, but how do you get around that? Is there a way around that? I'm not sure. And this is why it's in pre-release.
At least your parachute survived. Thanks.
You could have transmitted that crew report, though, right?
I could have, but I was trying to not do that.
So this is actually not a design dead end.
Right, right. No, you could. I definitely had enough time to easily transmit that and just do a throwaway Kerbal.
Okay.
I was just seeing if I could actually bring him home safely.
Guess not.
Yeah, not seeming like it. Okay, we'll do one more launch, and I'll go ahead and transmit that. And then, I do have to end the stream, sadly.
Oh.
My sister has a life and a job, and I have to pick her up.
Oh.
That's far more batteries than I need, but I think I'm okay. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can give you an aneurysm with that one.
A what?
An aneurysm?
Oh no. Why not use the larger batteries?
I forgot I have them.
Well, see, now it's no longer just ribbed for for your pleasure. It's spiked for whatever it is you're into.
Now it's like one of those Rapex, like anti-rape condom device things.
Yeah. Now it's only purchasable at specialty shops in seedy parts of town.
Take that, Sky.
For novelty only. Not for internal use.
Spiked for extra stimulation. I've managed that mission. Had to go the different design now. Wolvenstorm, could you tweet me a picture of your design, just out of curiosity?
I've taken to angling my antennas backwards since I integrated FAR. I'm not sure if it actually makes a difference to the drag, but it makes me feel better.
I imagine it looked pretty cool too.
Well, yeah.
Like the ship's hair is blowing in the wind.
Well, it ends up kind of looking like the antennas on Sputnik.
Oh, I dig it. It's a donger with battery.
Yeah, especially on the Stayputnik core at the start. Like, I definitely do that because it.
Oh
it
crap!
just
I need
winds
to
up looking
transmit
very
that, not keep the data. There we go. Jeb looks fucking satisfied. Poor guy. He doesn't even know what's coming. He's like, "Yeah, I'm sure
I
this
think he
design
knows
will
by
bring
now."
me home safe."
I think the word has gotten around.
If your name's Jeb, you better change it. World ain't
Maybe
safe for us,
Jebs are like
Jebs.
the troll slayers of the KSP universe.
And now
They're
I
intent
realize I
on
didn't put
dying.
enough power on this thing. Cool, man. No rush, just pure curiosity. Well, I definitely didn't put enough batteries on it.
Oh no. Yeah, the crew reports are huge.
I
There was
forgot
kind
how
of
big they were.
there's a slight little kind of humorous subtext to that, in that there's kind of the impression that they're going on and on and on about it. They just won't shut up about their experience.
It's so great out here. We're not
Yeah,
learning
exactly.
anything. Can someone
Oh
shut
my
them
god,
up?
I can see my house. And somehow they extract. Ran out of life support.
Oh yeah, batteries died.
You're not going to see if it lands?
I'm just gonna. I would if I had more time.
Fair enough.
I do want to get this data transmitted. Where's the beard? It's on my face.
And I'm happy that somebody on the KSP forums earlier noticed and commented on the description when you finally unlock the vanilla batteries,
Oh, I
or
didn't-
the node description.
yeah.
I won't spoil it.
Okay.
For you. I'm just
Cool.
happy somebody noticed.
I'll have to check it out.
Well, I think you got to get up to like Tech 8 or something. So.
Okay, I will someday get there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure how much gameplay is involved to getting all the way to the end of the mod, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like in the 40-hour range or something.
Mm-hmm. No, I could definitely feel it. And for me, far longer, as I'm still learning way more than I expected.
Yeah, it's another one of these mods that you don't complete in one sitting,
Yeah. My kind of game. I still, in Better Than Wolves, haven't gotten up to Soulforged Steel from Fresh Start yet.
I'm not sure if I have. I know I hit Soulforged Steel, but that was before I made the last change to make it end dimension dependent.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that I basically like stuck all the Soulforged Steel I had in a trunk, and haven't been to the end yet to make it legit.
Stupid bug. I went a bit too much with his batteries. I'm having some serious trouble getting the rocket into high orbit after unlocking tier 2.
Check the thread, Dave, on the BTW forums, because it's actually remarkably simple. It's just really different from the previous version.
I think I did it early in the stream as well.
Yeah, it's like you take kind of a design like Icy has here, replace the parachutes by nose cones, obviously don't have the cockpit, get rid of the fins, and stage it so that the 4 outer boosters fire first, then the center one, and that's it. You're in high orbit.
Oh, I'm sorry, Falcon. Well,
Or check the thread for a screenshot if you didn't catch that. Why are you putting your batteries there, Icy?
I couldn't find another place to put them.
How about on the nice center column?
It wouldn't fit. They kept like jumping side to side.
Oh, really?
I got frustrated. I could have made them fit. I was just
I think
screw
the booster
this.
geometry is like wonky or something, and that's what causes that. Because it's the same thing with the stock boosters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using the model, so I think that's the only thing that would cause it.
Okay. Well, I guess while we do this flight, I can go ahead and... If you guys missed any of the stream, it'll all be on a VOD on my YouTube channel. Would one of my mods post that link? It normally takes like 20 to 30 minutes to go to VOD, but it'll eventually be there. This ship is a penis. Just the simple statement.
They all are.
Yep.
They all are.
That's why rocketry is a male-dominated trade. We just like playing with our dicks.
I don't know. I've heard that some women actually like penis.
Well, yeah, I've heard rumors.
Yeah.
Not my ex-wife. Oh.
Ha ha ha. Ex-wife jokes are the best, man.
Yep. I love being... And on February 3rd, I'll officially be able to make them.
Excellent.
There we go. Let's go ahead and transfer
Yeah,
that
me
crew
being
report.
previously married, that was like the best thing to come out of it. Was all the ex-wife jokes. It's a never-ending source of comedy.
I love my excessive amount of antennas on here. Yeah, as this thing tumbles towards its inevitable doom, I want to thank you all for watching. And Flowerchild, thanks for coming by. It's always,
Yeah, my pleasure.
It's
man.
always
It was a
fun.
good time. Good times.
I hope I have enough time to finish transmitting. We'll see.
The stream or the experiment?
The experiment. Yeah, I should. We'll just drill it down to the ground. Exploding on the way up or topping out around 200.
Which Jeb is this? Is this like 4 or 5?
Something around that. I've lost count.
The 4th.
Oh, you better finish transmitting. It's gonna be cutting it close.
Yeah, it's gonna be close.
If I have to kill another man for like 2%, I'm gonna be pissed.
If the parachutes and batteries are on the bottom stage, I wonder if it'll continue transmitting while the parachutes are out and your cockpit is plummeting to the ground. Or if you need a command module for that. I honestly don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah. We end it with a beautiful explosion. But yeah,
That's
guys.
so close. Oh, dude, that was awesome.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. As always, have a great one. One second. For some reason, like,